is What's Up, TCI. This is your host, Janadio Howell. And across from me, we got a great show tonight, people. I don't know if you understand. Across from me is our Honourable Shaun Malcolm, our Minister of Home Affairs, Religious Affairs, and Transportation. My good cousin, did I get that right?
You got it actually right.
Oh, man. Thank you. I appreciate you being here with me tonight, joining for the conversation. You know what I mean? How you doing, first of all?
Well, thank you so much, Janelle. Good night to all the people in these Turks and Caicos Islands. I always say I'm so proud to be representing from Gibbs Key. So Gibbs Key is actually to the east of Grand Turk,
Right.
to West Caicos,
To West Caicos.
and cover everything in between. You know, I am blessed. I always say that every day that you wake up, it is a good day because every day I get above ground. It's a good day because it's a day that we never had before.
Right.
So,
I like that.
So no matter what is going on, it's still a good day.
Okay.
Because I'm not in a cemetery.
Very true.
I'm above ground. And
Very
so
true.
I thank God. Life always through different challenges every day, and you just make it through what you can, and what you can, you just say thanks God.
Say thank God
But one
anyway.
thing, I live my life on a daily basis. I pray to God that whatever I do, that I do well and do good by people that comes my way.
That's the way.
So that's all right. So I'm doing well.
Oh, man, that's good to hear.
I
That's
won't
good to hear.
complain.
Nah, can't complain.
I could,
Yeah, but you won't.
but I won't.
All right. That's the way. I like to hear
Yes.
that. I like to hear that. And in the same vein, like you mentioned challenges, right? And you talked about, every day above ground and everything. I ask a question to everybody who comes here, and like, I ask it to you, same way. As a minister, right? I think this is your first time in this ministry, right?
Yeah, I just
In
actually
this
crossed the
ministry.
first year.
It's the first year in this ministry.
This
I know you
ministry,
was in health ministry before.
2 years in health. And
Yes,
so,
and now you're
so
year
actually
in, right?
3 years. It's like 3 years,
3 years
in the
ministry.
cabinet.
In the cabinet.
Yes.
But your first year in the Ministry of Home Affairs, Transportation, and Religious Affairs,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
So what grade would you give yourself? And there's a two part to this question. And what do you think you could do to get to an A to make it even better?
Well, to be honest, first of all, I
Right.
do have a passing grade.
Okay.
Given to where I've met this ministry, I think I have made great strides
Okay.
in a number of areas within this ministry. The Ministry of Home Affairs and Transportation is actually a very vast, dynamic
We're going to get into that. We're going to get into that because I don't think people understand how much that really...
ministry. So I think, given where I started a year ago,
Right.
Given what I've accomplished, I think I've done well.
Okay.
I wouldn't say I close to the A.
Close to the A. You sound like a B plus maybe.
Yeah, but I'm
Maybe.
there. I'm there. And and you ask what I see at this point. Definitely restructuring, major restructuring,
Okay.
in the ministry, and that is on the way.
Okay.
It's multifaceted because when they say restructuring of the total ministry on how, because I have deemed the Ministry of Home Affairs, and I've told all the workers across the country, with this ministry is I call it the living document ministry because
right.
because everything that people need, the most important document, you have to come to the Ministry of Home Affairs, and then it's Home Affairs, which means a lot of the affairs that I'm entrusted with is the internal
Yes.
affairs of our people. So
Things that affect us every day.
yes, so the greatest thing that I see on the horizon for change is total restructuring
Okay.
of the ministry so that we can deliver to our people not only timely but accurately to their needs.
Right,
So,
right.
So yeah.
Okay.
So it's been challenging. But exciting.
But exciting.
Exciting
Something that
year.
you've been able
I
to
I
overcome the
still
challenges.
want to. I still get up every morning and excited to go to work,
Okay.
and also
That's a blessing.
and because the Ministry of Religious Affairs have been attached now to the Ministry of Home Affairs. And as you know, the dynamics of our country
Yes.
it is definitely a Christian nation,
Right.
and when we drill down, there's some things that we have to discuss,
Right,
even
right, right.
in that area. But because the way our churches, I mean, every week across this country, some church either have an anniversary or they have a revival, and I get invited to
Every single
everything,
one.
and I try to get to everybody's
Yes.
event.
Yes.
You know,
Probably got
I
a
do my
revival
best.
tonight somewhere.
And no, I mean, my normal day ends around 10, and
Right.
sometimes people don't realize you leave the office after 6, and you have some church service because I'm the minister of religious affairs. I have some church event to go to, whether it's a Monday night, Wednesday night, Thursday night, whatever
You
night.
gotta do it, yeah.
But most of the invites come on the weekend.
Right.
Saturday and Sundays. So literally, I
Yeah.
don't really get a day off.
Yeah.
I'm in a suit every day, 7 days a week. And people say, I mean, Minister, we just don't know. We pray. You know how many people call me? How many people we pray for you because you're everywhere.
Right, right.
And so we don't know how you do it.
Yeah.
But I don't feel no way about it because that's what you sign up
true.
when you sign up to serve the people, and you know, I came from a long way. I ain't just start to serve, you know, and
Yeah.
I've been serving for all my life.
Right.
And so I'm not tired. I'm not tired, and I'm not complaining, because as I tell my colleagues, especially the younger ones, if you don't want to serve people, don't come in this politics business, because that's what it is. It
That's
is
literally the
service
definition.
to
People.
people.
That's the definition.
And so that's what it is.
Right.
Yeah.
So since we're talking about service to people, I wasn't gonna get here yet, but we're gonna get here anyway. Talked about a bit about home affairs, we're gonna get there. The religious affairs, we're gonna get there, and transportation as well, right?
Yeah, I'm
Right.
the minister of transportation.
Transportation as well. So as we know, the hot topic right now in Turks and Caicos, well, you know, mainly in Provo, is a situation with the illegal jitneys, right? Now, I started off already saying it's illegal. We know already it's illegal. What illegal means, it's not supposed to be. It's supposed to be, you know, it's against the law,
Yeah.
right? My question begins where is, I know of jitneys being around from I was a kid, whatever, around. They've been cracking down on them from before. What is it right now that caused this severe, like, real crackdown of it to show, no, we're not standing for it anymore?
Well, it's twofold. And I say it's twofold because, first of all, as I said, I've just became the minister a year ago.
Yeah.
And the numerous, surmountable complaints
Right.
that we are getting of issues that are going on, you name it.
Right.
I mean, young girls being solicited in by these jitney drivers for sex,
Right.
being taken to areas that they're, you know,
Right, right,
and-
right.
I mean, it's just horrendous. So, as a government, our people's safety
Right.
is paramount. And then, I can't give an account for previous ministers,
Right.
but the activity is illegal.
It's illegal. Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
So you have an uncontrolled activity, and I believe, let me say at this juncture as well, that the Department of the delivery of the DMV and the issue of roads and its safety and its infrastructure, it's delivered over 3 departments. So the Department of Motor Vehicles, which is the Department of Transportation in my ministry, we are responsible for the safety, the laws, the ordinance, the regulations that governs the road, signage, driver's license, registration. That part of the delivery falls under my ministry. The policing of the roads, executing the law, falls under the police department.
Right.
And then the infrastructure of the roads, billing, widening, whatever,
Right.
comes under PPID.
Okay.
So the total delivery
Right.
spreads over, those three entities.
Right, right.
And so safety falls under my remit. Not only that, when it comes to also in the Ministry of Home Affairs, when we get to safeguarding, child protection,
Right.
gender affairs, also falls under my remit. So when, as the minister, when you are overloaded with these complaints of what is going on in a area that is already illegal.
Right. That's what I'm saying.
Right.
We're not even saying if it's right or not. It's just
Exactly. So I can say to that person, and it's not just girls, boys too.
I know.
You know, and I can say, so tell me, what was that jitney number? Who was the driver?
Right.
Because it's illegal. You
illegal,
don't know
yes.
who's doing it.
Exactly.
But I can tell you this for sure, that we have heard the cries of the people.
Okay.
They have complained over years about what was going on with this illegal activities, and we are doing something about it. And we will eradicate it. That's the bottom line. You know, sometimes making tough decisions is not easy, and when you and when you have to make drastic changes, it's never comfortable.
That's true.
But sometimes it's necessary.
Okay.
And when you are elected to govern as a representative, you are entrusted to people go to the polls to trust you
to make the right
decisions for them. Not you can never make not every decision that you can satisfy everybody, but it's always in the greater majority, in the best interest of the greater majority of the people. And so, dealing with this issue, it is the right thing. The lawmakers, because you have some people say, well, you know, we should try and legalize something that is illegal. The law
law is the law.
Can't be the law breakers.
The law. That's true. You're right.
And my government, we get it. We get it. And sometimes people don't see what we do behind closed door and trying to govern this country in their best interest. But I can tell you, everyone in that cabinet, sometimes we toss, we turn, because, you know, we get in the room with different opinions.
Right.
But always what is in the best interest of the country. I think dealing with this is certainly one of them.
I agree. And I think part of the issue is because, like I said, I know years ago, there would be times when it would be stopped. You know, it'd be a bit of a crackdown, but then it'd be loosen the reins for a bit, and people got a bit used to that mode of transportation. I would say, you get me? But I noticed the concerted effort this time to really say, you know what, that's it.
Yeah.
Right.
Well.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Just for a bit of context.
Yeah.
So about 3 weeks ago, I was contacted. By the media out of the blue. And of course, as the minister, you should always be ready to answer off the cuff. And the question was put to me, is jitney operation illegal?
Right.
And the answer was yes. And so, of course, the newspaper wrote a story. and I believe I explained to them the way the police was carrying out their job.
Yeah.
They are responsible for enforcement.
Very true.
I cannot call the police and tell the police, do not do your job, because that would be out of my place.
I agree.
But the fact is, it's illegal.
Yes.
And there are alternatives on the way.
Right.
And as some people say, well, why did you deal with it without having something in place? I did say to the media, while we do recognize that it is illegal, it is a top priority of my government, and we are looking and into fix for public service in the country, and
Because-
so you can go in with a bull rush, but
Right.
then again, the police is doing their job. I
No,
can't,
they are. No,
and
that's what it is.
so we are. I don't want to use the word deeply forced,
Right.
but it has catapulted
Right.
to the top of my agenda as
Right.
the minister, and
minister,
we're dealing with it. And I want the country to rest assured that the fix is on its way. There are plans in motion that I can't dive in deeply because it's before the
It's before
cabinet,
time. Okay.
and so I can't speak to the details of what's to come. But there's a feel out there. People know.
Because that
but-
was my next question. Like,
Yeah.
what is your ministry doing to alleviate that?
we're working 24
You're
hours.
working 24 hours on that. So
Yeah.
obviously,
And as a matter of fact, I just came from cabinet,
Right.
and so I didn't get time to stop to put on my tie, and but I'm glad I did it, because
You
look
did
at
anyway.
you,
I
look
mean,
at you,
you know how you do,
yeah,
yeah.
so
Okay.
notice I clock it by just coming like this.
I hear you.
Yes,
Yeah,
go ahead.
yeah. But I'm saying, so your ministry is actively working on something to alleviate the stress, because
Yes.
the people, I mean, it is illegal. People are feeling it because it's something they use every day.
Yes,
You understand?
we understand.
Now, so that'd be something we should be seeing in the next.
Oh yes, so
cabinet.
you might have to have me back next week. So
listen, whenever you're ready.
so I can explain
what-
totally the
okay,
fix
okay,
what is about to be rolled up. But what I will say,
Right.
that everyone knows that the jitney operation is a huge economic business. But what I want to say, belongers, Tucson's, get ready, because the vacuum is there, and it's going to grow, and it's just going to grow. But it is going to be every listen, that caterpillar called the illegal jitney operation, is going to turn into a beautiful butterfly for belongers in this economy.
So my question then, on the back end of that, some time ago, I don't know if it's 2019 or whatever, I know that they had a transportation bill of sorts before, right? Or I remember something came out where they were looking at, because I spoke with the Honourable Musgrove about this in our previous interview, about transportation, about public transportation. And I remember there was I don't know if it was a bill or if it was just a draft thing that came out years ago that said that, buses and all that are legal and people can sign up for these things, and it's part of a license, right? Is that true? Was that on the books already?
Well, let me say that public transportation
Right.
fix is definitely a part of my government's agenda. It has been a priority. You just have to go to our manifesto. We promise that we will fix it in this term, and I had other things on my agenda, as I said, because I also told the media
Right.
that I will be turning my attention to public transportation in the next quarter.
Right.
Because I'm working on other piece of legislation in the other area and this quarter. But again, the tree shook and have to shake.
And you gotta shake.
So the in the next 3 to 5 months, there will be, my government will put out whether it's a TRO or proposal for a comprehensive fix to this public transportation.
So there isn't.
And the country is growing,
I know
so the
that, I
need
know.
for it
Yeah.
is
no, it
there.
is. It is there. I just want to make sure that there isn't anything in place right now to say, okay, say I want to sign up to, I don't know, do it. I don't say call it a jitney, but say I wanted to do a car service, right, and run around Provo zones or whatever.
Yeah.
Is there something in place now for that?
Yeah, there is, and without diving deep into to what I have before cabinet tomorrow.
Okay.
There was a category. There's actually 2 categories of transport. You have the minibus um, um, ordinance,
Right.
and then you have the community cab.
Okay.
And the community cab actually was, I believe, several years ago,
Yeah,
was
yeah.
designed to try to curb
Right.
the illegal jitney operation.
Yes,
But
yes,
of
yes.
course, sometimes you have to be careful not to over regulate till you regulate the people you intend to benefit
You
from the
regulate them out of
business,
it.
and you regulate it out of.
Okay.
So
Okay.
so we are closely looking at that area right now,
Okay.
and looking at the regulations and laws. And as I said, in the next few days, my government, we will make a good
You can make it.
announcement.
Okay.
And all I'm going to say again,
Uh huh.
get ready.
Get ready.
Mother, my ma always say, set your drums. Even though the sky look clear, it's going to rain. So get ready, because it's going to rain.
Yeah.
Yes.
All right. And now I put pressure on everybody about timeline.
Uh-huh.
So you're saying next. When's the next cabinet?
Tomorrow.
Tomorrow, and it's
Tomorrow.
going tomorrow. All right.
Oh, yeah,
I'll be
I
listening.
just told you I just came from
I'll be
pre-cabinet,
listening. I'll
and
be listening.
and
I'll post
me
it
and my
everywhere, and I'll be
colleagues,
listening to hear what you got to say.
me and my colleagues, we boxed, we painted,
Yeah.
you know, and I believe, why you can't you know fully get it right, and then everything you can please everybody,
Right.
but I truly believe that what we have on for the immediate fix, I believe the country will be generally satisfied.
Okay.
And I said again, it's a good opportunity for our belongers. Get ready. I'm just trying to tell them, get ready.
All right. All right. All right. I hope you guys listening.
Yes.
Yeah, he's saying get ready. All right. So tomorrow we will be listening out in cabinet to hear
No,
what it all is.
you would be listening out.
No, not tomorrow. You know what I'm saying. You know what I'm trying to say. You know what I'm trying to say.
Yes, yes,
Yeah,
yes,
you know what I'm trying to say.
yes, sir.
All right then. So while we're still on transportation, I'm sure you came down to this often. You saw, traffic congestion is a big problem. Now, obviously, like you said, it's three pronged. It's infrastructure. You guys are legal, it's safety, and then you have the police as well. But within your ministry,
I have a stake in it. Yeah.
yes, I know. You have a stake in it. So, what is your ministry doing or actively trying to do to alleviate some of that we experience every morning? Because I go to Wheeling every day, and I come back out, and so I'm in that traffic every morning and every afternoon. So, and also up at Susie Turn, and everybody knows all the areas. What is your ministry actively doing to try and alleviate some of that? I mean, I don't know if you're looking into traffic lights or other things, but
Yeah. First of all, the country is growing.
yes,
And one of the major characteristics of a city,
right,
yeah,
I understand.
it's
traffic.
morning rush traffic,
Yes,
mid-afternoon traffic,
very true.
and evening traffic. Any city in the world you go.
Right.
Now, that being said, there are very advanced plans to how to deal with, and I'm sure the minister, Honourable Musgrove, has been burning the midnight oil on the fix for dealing with with the traffic situation here. Then you have to look at the dynamics of Provo.
Right.
You remember this city just came up.
Very true. The
It
last
ju-
couple
it just,
of years,
it,
yeah.
it just came up. Fixing the expanding, for instance. We are advancing trying to expand Leeward Highway,
Right.
looking for alternative roads, expand the Millennium Highway. You have a lot of details you got to go through, because you have people with property encroaching. You just, some people think you could just go and push down a road.
I mean, we know better than that. We know better than that. trust me.
And the truth is, you
can't.
just can't
Yeah.
do that.
Right.
But there are advanced plans for alternative roads,
Okay.
expansion of the highway, and the infrastructural needs, especially here in Providence, at least, it's fixing is very complex.
Yeah, I understand that.
And I think you are an architect by
No,
design or
I'm
some
a
a builder or
QS. I'm a
something.
QS.
No,
I'm
yeah,
a construction.
but
No,
so,
I know.
yeah, so you
I
understand.
understand it. See,
Yes,
the point about it is I know that people go through it every day.
yes,
You understand
yes,
me? So
yes. And we understand that.
I understand I understand that. I know there's a lot of complications with it,
So
but we still need to let the people know.
yes, and that's why regulating
Right.
public transportation
Right.
is paramount
Mm-hmm.
to fixing that because we understand the dynamics of people home.
Right.
You have some homes with 4 children.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, for some reason a number of years ago somebody decided to turn Clement Howell High School into fourth and fifth grade school. I mean fourth, and Louise Garland into first, second, and
First,
third
second, and
form.
third. Yeah.
And so you can imagine you live in Chalkson and you have 2 children, one in fourth and fifth. And then the other one is
Up
in
in Long
first
Bay,
form in Long Bay.
yeah.
So now you either you need a car,
Yeah.
or your partner or
Need
your
it.
husband or your wife need a car, because somebody got to go all the way up to Louise Garland and somebody got to go
Gotta
to
go to
Clement
Clement Howell,
High
yeah,
School.
yeah.
And many times, you imagine if you're a single parent, you got to drive to
gotta
Clement
drive
Howell,
and
make
go
your
out the
way
road.
out
Yeah.
at that traffic to get up to Louise. And remember, you got to get in there before 8 o'clock.
Very true.
So my government, as I say, it's a complex issue, and because this is a tourist driven country, it is our main state, which means most of our people work in the industry, the tourist industry. So and by nature, that kind of business operate on schedules,
Right.
different schedule. So somebody got to be to work 8 o'clock. Your daughter got to go to a Knox hotel to work at 11, and think so. So the need for people need their own transportation, because I believe that's what dealing with how do you limit.
And that you got my brain, because in my brain I was thinking
Yeah,
about it, because
you-
I did speak with Honourable Moscow about this in one of our last interview as well, and he did bring up about maybe we'll have to start, because I know some other countries do it where per household you only can have so many cars, you have 2 cars or whatever it is. I don't know if that's something that
Perhaps, but
you guys were looking into
again,
Yes.
it comes back to a planned city versus
Right.
an unplanned city,
Very true.
and the dynamics is different, and that's why public, reliable public transportation is critical, and trying to alleviate the traffic congestion. It is going to call for collaboration. I mean, especially with the hoteliers.
Right.
I mean, perhaps you have to negotiate and talk to them. How do we help get your employees from point A,
Point
from
B.
Wheeling to Grace Bay? Because
Grace
everything
Bay.
got to go to Grace Bay.
Very true.
Everything have to go to Grace Bay, and so. And even with town planning, perhaps we have to look at how we can get businesses back down
yeah.
into the town areas
Area.
and the highway areas,
Right.
because everything is flowing to Grace Bay.
Right.
And so that's why fixing the congestion is certainly not a easy fix. So the dynamics is very different. But my government, we are looking. I mean, because perhaps it's time to look at making Clement Howell a full-fledged high school, first to fifth, and making Long Bay a full-fledged. And so people in that area, we're talking about how we can possibly alleviate
Right.
this traffic condition.
Right.
So it's not easy.
No, I understand. No,
It's
there's
not
many
easy.
factors. There's many factors that play to why it's there. You get me? And I also think another issue, and I know this is right up your alley in some areas, is signage. Because part of the reason that some of this happens, because like I said, I drive it every day,
Right.
is I don't want to say how people don't know how to use our road, but I feel like there needs to be a bit more direction You get me? Because
Yes.
I give you an example. Coming out of Millennium Highway when you about to go up the highway to Lee, whatever, right? When you coming out of there to the big roundabout, there's a way where you can go up without stopping, right? You stay on the left hand side. It's supposed
And
to
it
go
goes
straight.
right out. It's supposed to flow.
It's supposed to flow.
Yeah. Yeah.
Does it flow?
No.
It doesn't. And why do you think that is?
Because and you're absolutely right.
Exactly.
Because there perhaps need to be more visibility.
Yes.
With how to use the roads.
Yes.
And you know,
No, I
and
agree.
you're absolutely right, because you think it's something simple, but it's not. It's
really
not a
not.
simple thing.
It's really not.
People still don't know how to use the
Use the road. They don't know how to use the roundabouts.
the
Like
roundabouts.
the
I mean,
giveaways or the
I
stops
mean,
or whatever. And that's what I'm
look,
saying.
look what happened a few days ago. I mean, the rubber slowed down around the roundabout.
What was that about?
Well, I mean, to be honest,
Yes.
we have had so much accidents on the roundabouts because people don't slow down
Very
at the
true.
roundabout. Sometimes some people aren't in the roundabout, and the straight traffic is just going straight through, not slowing down, not yielding, and we've had a number of accidents on the roundabout because of that. And so the Department of Motor Vehicle, in collaboration with the police and infrastructure, has, they've been for a while now coming up with ways
Okay.
on how you could control the traffic
Right.
on the roundabouts.
Right.
And one of the ways I came up was to put the rubber strip that helps to slow down. It's not speed bumps,
No, I know
but
that, yeah.
that helps to
It helps
to slow the
down
traffic
the
to the
traffic.
roundabout, so people could can because I just this morning I saw a pedestrian almost got knocked down crossing by the roundabout.
I believe you.
Red-
But then
on
that
Venetian Road.
shows. But that
But
shows
again,
me.
but again, I think it would have been beneficial had the department kind of do a little advertising,
Right.
signage,
And that's why I go back to
warn the
signage.
people that it was coming.
Because
and
the
I
very
and I
next
and I
morning-
think that's where the confusion
Yes.
lied, because people because to be honest, I drove up Sunday morning and didn't realize I was already over the rubber band.
Yeah. No, because I tell you, the very next
Mind you,
morning
the
I was on
road the road was
accident.
empty. The road was
Yeah,
empty,
yeah.
but the road was empty, but because I didn't see the rubber strip. But if there was a sign there that says
Yes.
speed slower or rubber whatever,
Yes.
it's ahead.
Exactly.
The driver can think, because
Exactly.
it's amazing. People, not just signage. People just don't know. They don't even use indicators. I mean, you know how much time I'm talking to myself in the car, and you're driving, and the person in front of you don't put on the indicator, and I'm like, how am I supposed to know you was going to turn?
Very true.
But you never put your
You never put it on.
indicator on.
But I will say, and it's not a criticism of the ministry at all. I will say that we can use a lot more signage,
Yes.
and more
And I
brightness
agree.
around the islands, especially because if you think about it, we need signs around the roundabout showing which way to go. Every time we come down the road, the tourist is going the other way. Why?
Yeah.
Because there's nothing telling them to go this way.
Yes.
We assume that those who know, you're driving on the left, so you know you have to go this way.
Yeah.
Most
Yeah. I agree
the
with
majority of our tourists come from somewhere that drive on the right hand side.
That's right.
So you would think from the time you're leaving the airport, there's a bunch of things saying drive on the left, drive on the left,
Yes.
drive on the left. And like I said, it's not a criticism, more like it's an
No,
observation.
No, you're
Because I know-
absolutely right.
And because conversely, I don't say this, but in Cayman, just you come off the airport, I mean it's like 20 of them driving left, driving left, driving left. turn this way, turn this way, turn this way. You know what I mean? And I just feel like we could benefit from a bit more, that a little bit more light.
And that is well noted.
Yeah, and
Well noted.
because as we know, and I understand why y'all do
And
the IG
and
around the boat.
let me tell you, and to be honest, it's not something that the premier don't even talk the premier don't talk about, because you know he get ticked off, and you know the premier when he get
Yeah. No, I know
but
that is, yeah.
but it is something that he takes very seriously,
Right.
and road the signage is something that we need to beef up on. I mean, and we haven't talked about local government, and which also falls
Yeah, I
on
know
the
that's
home
what
affairs.
we're coming there. Yeah.
Because one of the things we have rolled out local government last July, but the second phase of local government is what we will be calling city management
Okay.
of Providenciales
Right.
and Grand Turk, a unit that will be set up to take care the maintenance needs
Okay.
of the island. Things like keeping the island constantly clean, the
Right.
beach, like you're saying, maintaining the roads. And maybe the island is not big enough for a mayor or committee, but this is a trial fix on how we can the little things, because sometimes, I mean, there are big fix that ministers concentrate on fixing the big things, and it's the little things that really
Yes.
annoys the people,
Yes,
that
exactly.
really.
That affects our everyday life.
Yes, and so the need for a focus entity to focus on the small stuff, but very important stuff: keeping the roads clean, keeping the signs up,
Right.
keeping the beach clean.
Right.
This is a tourist destination, and I mean, you know, Ma would say cleanliness is next to us.
Godliness.
There you go.
Every day.
So this is what I'm concentrating on also to roll out in Grand Turk and Provo.
Okay.
And I mean, because you know, Grand Turk is, people don't see it much because Grand Turk is where the cruise ship is, and I mean, 90% of our tourists. Believe it or not,
No,
the
I
numbers.
know that the numbers are there.
Yeah,
The
come
numbers
to
show
the
it.
Grand
Yeah,
Turk.
for sure.
And so maintaining these islands on a daily basis. Now the district commissioners and the local government that has now been put in place in North, Middle, South Caicos, and Salt Key. So they focus. They have their
Yes,
budget,
yes.
and the city, the same thing, will have their budget, and so those little things, but very important things,
Very, very
will not get overlooked in the grand scheme of things.
So all right then. So you already take me here, so I'll stay here. So basically, you're looking at an offshoot of district commissioners in Providenciales. I know it's not district commissioners.
Yeah.
I know it's a different name for it and everything.
Right.
But it's almost like that. Like you
Right.
have.
Looking at keeping the little
Okay.
stuff,
Okay.
you know, because
I think that is great because in all honesty, you know, as a minister, right? There's a lot of things that I think that can be dealt with that doesn't have to go to cabinet, doesn't have to go this way, doesn't have to go this
That's
way.
it.
That affect our daily lives,
correct.
right?
Correct.
And I think if those things are being met,
Right.
it make the life of all Tuscaloosa Islanders just better. You know
Yes.
what I mean?
And that's what my government is doing. And as I said, sometimes it seems like the government is not doing nothing.
Right.
But everything everything is a process.
Right.
And we hear the cries of the people. And not because we ain't telling everybody, I heard you.
Right.
It means that I didn't hear you.
Right.
And there is a huge need to keep these islands. We say we're beautiful by nature. If I live in New York, and I do research and say I'm going to Turks and Caicos,
Right.
beautiful by nature. When I get off that plane, all I want to see.
It's beauty. It's
beautiful.
Yes, it's beautiful. Yeah. No, I agree
You
with
know?
that. And that shouldn't be
When I go into the
something-
city, New York,
Yeah.
concrete. So when I get off the plane, all I want to see is skyscrapers.
Skyscrapers, eh?
That's it.
Yeah.
And so that's what we are looking at.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, and I do think because things like that will fall under the health ministry now, right?
No, it for home affairs.
Oh, I mean, no, I mean,
Taking
cleaning,
care of
I
home.
mean, clean. Oh, take it. Okay,
Well,
okay.
well,
Right.
it entails city management entails realignment of certain activities.
Oh, okay.
You know, because
Okay.
I mean, to be honest, you know, I've been in that area and environmental health and things. There are huge areas that they can concentrate on. I mean,
Yes.
solid waste, you name it. I mean, they take care of airborne diseases
Right, right,
and
right.
things. Worrying about cleaning the roads is something
yeah,
something
that's
local
something
should be,
that's very true.
and they concentrate on it. They got port health to
Yes.
deal with. I mean, the big things.
Yes, yes, yes.
And so you need that level. So what we're looking at is having city managers.
Right. So when we could see something like that roll out then?
Well-
Because honestly, I feel like I have to tell us all the time. I think the ministers, you know, you all should focus on the big stuff and have a separate team that's able to knock out all these little things we want. The ministers shouldn't have to focus on fixing the sidewalk or one light that's somewhere about it. You know what I'm saying?
And
clean the side road.
and,
like,
and that's the vision of our premier.
Yeah.
He the small stuff, because you will be surprised. I mean, sometimes it's 24 hours a day. You these things floats up to the minister.
right. No, I know, and that's what I'm saying.
On a daily basis.
Wastes a lot of time. So, do you have a timeline for this? Like when we could see the city manager's thing rolling out, or is it just something that
Well, no,
we looking
actually, it's, as I said, we finished phase 2.
Okay.
We're rolling out the local government, and we are well advanced on the city government. So
Okay.
it should be going to cabinet soon.
Okay.
So we can get the buy-in of the total government. As again, it requires a little realignment. Things. I mean, the same thing with the beach cleaning. I mean,
Right.
and
I think it was on the DCR before. Or
yeah,
something like that.
I mean, DCR got so much other big things with
Right.
this country developing rapidly.
Right.
You know, they have so much things to come to. Those little things, we're going to park it somewhere that it could get the daily attention
That it requires.
that it requires.
Right.
And our people, they have the right to demand
Yes.
those things. They have the
No,
right to demand.
I agree because if it's underneath the government and we're looking at our government to take care of us and to take care of our islands, then that's what we're looking at.
Yes.
If I walk outside and I seeing something simple like the road isn't clean or something simple like the beach,
Yeah.
you know, I'd be like, come on, if you can't deal with the little stuff, how you can deal with the big stuff, right?
There you go.
Exactly.
There
so,
you go.
So when you talk about home affairs, right? What else? What all entails home affairs? I
Well-
don't think all of us really know.
Well, again, as I said, Home Affairs is a large ministry. You first you have citizenship, naturalization. That entails passports is processed in Home Affairs, birth certificate,
Right.
death certificate.
Okay.
Debentures are registered in Home Affairs. Marriage certificate, divorce decree is in Home Affairs. It falls under the Registered General.
Yes, the Register General. Yeah.
Yes, and then you have PRCs.
Okay.
You have belongership.
Belongership
You have the
status and all of
status
that.
board.
Okay.
The status card falls into Home Affairs.
How can we make these things a lot more streamlined and more efficient?
I'm glad you asked, because I just told you that I'm in the middle of totally restructuring.
Structure it. Because
the
that's,
ministry.
I can be honest
because
with you, that's,
it was well on a line.
Yes.
The issue with the one-stop shop,
Mm-hmm.
everything flows into the one-stop shop.
Right.
The one-stop shop falls under a different ministry. It falls under immigration.
Right.
So all the products that I just mentioned to you is intake at the one-stop shop.
Yeah.
So, and then it has to be sent over to Home Affairs for processing. And then after Home Affairs for the processing, it has to go back to the one-stop shop.
It shouldn't
So,
take me a month to get my birth certificate.
right. So, so it is very possible
Right.
that you can go down to the one stop shop and and apply for your passport 10 months ago, and say, oh, they ain't giving my passport yet,
Right.
and it's very possible
Yeah.
that that passport could still be down there,
Mhm.
and you know, my view, after becoming the minister,
Yeah, I understand.
is that if I'm going to be responsible for the output, then I want the responsibility for the
For
intake.
the intake, yes.
Because that way, I can take the responsibility of your, and I told them we deal with people life.
Right.
It's a life ministry.
Oh, it is,
Your life documents. We deal with people life documents.
Right,
Can
right.
you imagine? I can't imagine being out my passport for 2 months. So you imagine that person who comes and say, Minister, I applied 2 years ago.
Don't have my passport.
I get it every day.
No, I know. I mean, I'm
I
in the
get it
middle of
every-
it now. Like I'm saying, that's why I said I'm in the middle of it now.
So-
Not my passport, but birth certificates.
no.
That's the other things that
Yeah.
it really shouldn't. Because I mean, to be honest, if you think about it, we're not that big of a country, right? We're not that big of a country, so you would think the processing of these things.
But and we're growing.
But we are growing. I'm not saying we're not growing.
Uh-huh.
But where are we now? Like about 50,000?
We almost finished the sentence. I'm sure it's going to be way
Way
more.
higher than that. I know. The last one we
and
said
that's the
high
ones we call
40s.
CON4.
That's another conversation. You know, I think
You
they
you
say,
need the Department of Statistics for that.
I think they were saying another 20, but anyway, yeah, right there.
Yeah.
But what were you saying?
Yeah, but so last month I was able to get the finances to hire a deputy director of citizenship. There's need for more employees.
Right.
Also, when we'll talk more about the national ID
That was
initiative
coming.
that is coming down the road, which requires huge, huge restructuring of how we deliver our national security in this island, and that. When it's reaches completion, it's again a trifold project between MITE, that's the Minister of Innovation, and the Premier's Office, Policy and Home Affairs.
Right.
But the end product
Yes.
will sit in Home Affairs.
In Home Affairs. Because that really was my very next question. You jumped at, but that's great, actually. You're thinking that way. Because I was going to ask you, when we're talking about restructuring, talking about birth certificates and all these things, I was going to ask you if you were partnering with MITE to help with inefficiencies in producing some of these
Oh yeah,
documents.
we are all working in tandem.
Okay, great.
And let me tell you again, the introduction of a ministry of innovation,
Innovation,
was
technology,
not a brilliant
Yeah.
visionary idea of our premier, because where we need to go, everything ties back.
Right.
I mean, to be honest, that it don't seem to be the sexiest ministry, but that ministry is the most vital ministry to the government today and in the future.
I agree.
Because everything, you almost a Gen Z.
Gen Z definitely after me. But I understand your point, because the thing is, like I say, I had a conversation, like you know, and my last interview with Honourable Shaun, he brought up different ideas he had for different ministries, and he brought up a thing about the DMV with
We have
licensing and
we have
all
about
of that.
3
getting
projects that we are rolling out,
Right.
in the Department of Motor Vehicles, through innovation.
Okay.
I mean, for instance, right, we are getting ready to roll out our decals,
Right.
the new decals. So let's say a taxi.
We're not running out of them this time, right?
Huh?
We're not running out of them this time.
Oh no. Well, I haven't experienced that yet.
Okay.
But what's gonna happen now?
Right.
If a police, let's say a taxi driver, if a police stops a taxi driver right now on that street,
Right.
the police have to literally call the Department of Motor Vehicle to verify that your license, or you are a legal
Really?
taxi driver. The new decals that will roll out very soon, thank God tonight,
Yeah.
you will be able to just
Scan
dash
it.
on, scan that decal,
Hmm.
and everything of that taxi driver is going to come out, your name, everything.
Everything.
Rolodex,
Yes, yes,
right?
yes.
So I mean, and that's just a little example
Right, right.
of what, and again,
Hmm.
tourists is growing,
Right.
so so ways and setting up how they get around,
Hmm.
advancing the technology, all of those things we are working together with my. But national ID is going to be it's going to be a revolutionary change
Hmm.
in the way we do business in this country,
Okay.
and it is a
It's a
huge,
huge.
it's
Okay.
a huge undertaking. And again, I mean, every government has its seasons,
Right.
and not all seasons are like not all season is excited in terms
Right.
of
Right. Right.
champagne and
Yeah.
licking the
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah.
It is when you think about what we have to do in this country,
Hmm.
think about it: infrastructure,
Hmm.
airport undertaking, roads.
Hmm.
I mean, transforming the way we do business,
Hmm.
technology.
Hmm.
All of these things are transformative, and they're changing,
Hmm.
and it has to change. And so it is not, and they don't come overnight,
No. It takes a while,
and it
definitely.
takes planning.
Yeah.
It takes a lot of back work,
Right.
you know, and so and so um, I want the country to know that at the end of the day, they're going to be very, very proud of what this government is doing today.
Okay. So home affairs then.
Hmm.
So so I obviously I get that home affairs covers, we talk about the
Hmm.
city management. We spoke briefly about the district commissioner. I know that's under you.
Hmm.
Um, is because I'm thinking, well, what else is on the home affairs? Is it social
Social development,
social development as well?
child protection, um, our next very huge, huge department, because again, it is a department that deals with the welfare
Hmm.
of our people. So the social enhancement department.
Hmm.
That's where we deal with the indigent,
Hmm.
the seniors,
Hmm.
those person that are on welfare.
Hmm.
Deal with funeral burial
Right.
assistance.
Okay.
You can be finding, and let me tell you, and that department, the social needs of our country, as the country grows, the social needs is growing.
Definitely it
You
does.
know, you're finding a lot of our people are getting ill,
Hmm.
and they um, finding themselves at a young age
Hmm.
in the early 40s, 50s. Cancer can contribute to disabilities. Diabetes is ramping in the country, and so people are finding themselves can work a normal job,
Hmm.
and it's growing at
Hmm.
a younger age.
Right.
So it ain't just it's not just seniors
Right.
that you are dealing with. You're dealing with a younger group,
Right.
and so the social needs is growing, and the government has to
So what is the ministry doing as
mm,
in to enhance the social needs? I heard
re-
of I think it was in North, I think, where they opened a
wellness center.
wellness center.
Yes,
Yes, yes, you got
yes,
it. Yeah.
and we are doing the same here. And then I mean we are doing it here. We as a matter of fact, dealing with the boys' home,
Hmm.
the girls' home. We are securing that social services also deal with domestic abuse
Okay.
through gender affairs, and I'm also
Right.
the minister of
Of
gender
gender
affairs. so in dealing with those areas, I mean, in child protection just is another huge area.
Right. Because you now I'll double back because you did mention earlier that was one of the factors, key factors in the stopping of the illegal jitney operation was
Yes.
child services, right? So in response to that, I don't know how has your ministry been combating or everything that you've been hearing? Because the truth is, obviously, the public doesn't hear everything. The public's not supposed to hear everything that goes on with situations like that.
Right.
But what is your ministry doing actively
Well,
to combat
we
those
we
things?
we have a multi agency that operates within the Ministry of Home Affairs and deal with safeguarding and child protection.
Right.
And it's a collaboration between the police department, the education department, the health,
Okay.
and the judiciary.
Right.
And it's a it's a multi-faceted agency that looks out and deal with the issue of safeguarding and child protection. Right now we have probably some 95 to 90 cases
Right.
that we are dealing with in the department, and it goes and in many different areas. I mean,
Yeah.
y- y-
Yeah. No, I got
neglect,
an idea. Yeah, I got
neglect,
an idea.
physical abuse
Yes,
of
yes.
children.
Yes.
Safeguarding our children is not an easy thing.
I
And
know.
and you remember, not only that, this country is a melting pot. And when you have people living within your society, going out the quiet Turks and Caicos flavor where we grew up in, we millennials.
Right. We millennials, right? We millennials. Got you.
Those little quiet communities is gone.
Right.
Now your neighbors can be from anywhere,
Anywhere,
and they
right.
bring bring their customs and their norms, and so the things that we were accustomed to, that we thought we used to see on TV.
A lot of things are happening now.
Now we're living it.
But within
it comes
that-
with growth. So you have to put in those safeguards and protection. You can't just assume no more.
Right.
And so and this is what they do over there in child protection and safeguarding.
Because I mean, you mentioned, like I said, the country is continually growing, and we're going to continually get more people. So, in essence, along with our infrastructure, our social life has to develop. Are you also in charge of the rehabilitation and probation?
I mean, side of it, no, that actually fall in public safety.
Oh, that's public safety.
Yes,
Okay.
that's
asking.
the Honourable Morris.
Morris, yes,
Yeah.
yes, yes,
But
yes,
we
yes.
work in tandem.
No, because he
Because
said gender
yes,
and home.
yes, yes. Because so we actually work in tandem with
Okay.
dealing with the safeguarding of the children. With
Okay.
safeguarding is our side. Rehabilitation is on that side. But the boys'
Right.
home, the girls' home.
Uh-huh.
It's also. I mean, it's amazing. I mean, also dealing with people with mental health. I mean, falls in our social.
Oh, it
responsibility.
falls on the social
The facility.
Okay.
The facility falls under the Ministry of Health,
Okay.
but the social element of it and how we maintain them. They have to maintain. Some people mental capacity is that they can take care of themselves,
Very true.
and so the social part of it is taking care of their needs. And we have, I think we have some 200 plus in this system right here in Turks and Caicos,
And that doesn't
we are
take care of everybody.
That we are currently,
Because-
and that's what we know.
That's what you know. Because
know?
I'm sure there are a lot of people who haven't registered or haven't put themselves forward as that. So when you talk about social welfare as well, does your ministry sponsor homes or different areas or
We there are persons who can afford housing. We do housing assistance.
Okay.
I mean, or you name it. Every social, um, every aspect of social delivery you can think
Right.
of now exists here.
No, it's just, okay.
Yes, and we have our. I mean, we are now in our second term,
Mm-hmm.
and we in our this is our we just passed across the first year of our second term.
Right.
And when our government started out, I think the social has grown. We were spending somewhere in the neighborhood of 3+ million.
Okay.
We are in the 9 million
Right,
area.
right.
But taking care of our people's social needs, and it's amazing. It is absolutely amazing, the amount of social benefits and we have implemented as a government.
Right.
And to take care
Can you speak on some of them? Some because I don't think people hear about them enough.
I mean,
You know.
Oh, sometimes, first of all, we talk about the children.
Yeah.
I mean, feeding. We've gone to where we have to have feeding programs in our schools.
In schools.
That's
Okay.
social
Yeah.
delivery. Don't even talk about the seniors.
Right.
Those people, you have people who never taken home a paycheck in their life, who grew up on working in the fields and never and didn't have a pension. I mean, you know how many of them every week they can go, every month they can get a check for $1,000.
Oh, that's under you guys.
We're talking about the social programs.
Yeah, no, I understand. Yeah.
But
Okay.
it's in tandem with the office of the premier.
Of the yeah. Okay. Yes.
I mean, but a part of our social responsibility. But again, as I said, you have a lot of people falling ill. You don't know when you're going to fall ill, and our government, we always focus on how we can help people that we need. You don't want to willingly know that people are going to sleep hungry, and not in this little island.
Yeah, that's true.
Not
That's
in
true.
this. And so the social needs has grown, and while there's always room to do more.
Yeah.
I don't think, and I say it all the time, because it's so true. I mean, come next month will give me some 30 years on the front line of politics.
Yeah.
The only one is the premier. The premier is the only person being on longer than I.
Yeah.
And I can truly tell you that I don't think in the history, and we're getting ready to celebrate 50 years of ministerial government in this country from 1976.
Yep.
And I can tell you there's no single administration in the history of our country that has truly taken care of the social needs of our people like this current administration.
That's some strong words to say.
And that's facts.
That's some strong words to say.
And every facet too.
Yeah. Okay. For real. Okay. All right.
And so there's always room for improvement.
Yes.
And there's always room to do more.
Right.
But on the grand scheme of things, we have done and still doing.
And still doing
the best as we can.
Okay.
And the government will always do.
Right.
Right.
I do think that, and we all know that. Not to say the government, but civil is a bit of an issue of promoting what you guys do sometimes. All the social benefits and how to get them and how to sign up for certain wealth, because there's a lot of people out there hurting who probably are eligible to get help, but don't know how or where to go or where to sign up or whatever. You know what I mean? I think within your ministry, I may be.
One thing.
Yeah.
Turks and Caicos people know where to go get help.
We say that,
we have we have quite a bit because I get to see the numbers as the
Right,
minister,
right.
and we just a few weeks ago,
Mm.
I just gotten an additional $1.8 million for social
Mhm.
programs
Programs. Okay.
because that's how it's growing, which means I spent
Mhm.
my budget.
Yes. Yeah. Oh,
And if the premier was here tonight, he said, "Your Shaun spent all his
all
money."
this money, eh? Wow. Wow.
But I can go and get more. You don't get more money if you don't spend it.
You know, that's very
You,
true.
you don't. I sat on the the appropriations committee in the House for 2 years, and if and I was also on the public accounts,
Right.
so on both sides, and if you come and say, well, to the committee, well, I need $2 million for a certain area, and I look and I gave you we gave you $2 million last year, and you only spent $1 million that I can give you $2 million.
Very true.
So unless you spend the money, do what you said you're going to do with it.
Gonna do.
So that's what we're going to do.
All right. All right.
So but again, that's another feather that will go to the legacy of this current premier.
All right.
He has truly, not just in words, truly have taken care and still is taking care of the social needs of our people.
Right,
And
right.
that is commendable. And I'm telling you, even when you travel through the region, it is amazing. You think the regions, the countries around us don't look and see what we are doing?
I know they do. I travel. I know they do.
And it's always hats off
I know they do,
when
yeah.
you can do your best. There's always room for, need more, but on the grand scheme of things, doing the
Okay.
best for the
Okay.
social needs of our people.
But I will say, and just as a recap, I know I don't take an hour of your time either way. You know what I
Okay.
mean? But
That's
just,
okay. We're
just
talking
as-
to the
as-
people.
I know, we are, and I just wanna recap that, man. You know, obviously, I really like when you spoke about the city government, the city management thing, because there are a lot of what you call low hanging fruit.
Yes.
And there are a lot of small things that happen on this island that really can affect the daily life
Yes.
of Tuskegee Islanders, right? And that's on every single island.
Yes.
You know what I mean? And I think what happens is the ministers are bogged down with too many of these things, and the quicker that you guys can form that with people that are actually and they have the budget, and they're gonna allocate this budget in the proper area and get these things done. You know what I mean? We as Turks and Caicos Islanders can feel,
Yes.
you know what I mean?
And one thing we are very proud of is that we have rolled out.
Right.
I mean, it has been a part of our party's manifesto from the first term, and we finally rolled out the local government into the other islands in last July, and the PS has just did our first 6 months review.
Okay.
Of how it's performing, and and I'm looking forward to for the report in a few weeks, and but what we're gathering is it's new,
Yes.
and they are test driving this new car, and they're getting the hang of it, and they're beginning to realize, hey, we don't have to wait
No, we can get it done.
to patch that little pothole. We got a little responses in our community.
Yes.
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 We need a little cabana over here. We don't have to wait for central government to come to do it. To
wanna
do
paint
that.
this wall
We want to
here.
paint that wall.
We
We can do it.
that.
PPID is overwhelmed
Right.
with the big
No, I-
projects,
and I agree with
so
that
it is
1,000%.
working. It's working well, and we are looking forward to moving to phase 2, which is Grand Turk and Provo.
Okay.
And city management.
I can't wait for that. You know what I mean? Because I do think there's a lot of small things around. Even when you talk about sidewalks and cleaning areas and look at little street lights here and there and stuff like there's a lot of things, you know what I mean, and you can think about something from every constituency that can just be dealt with with a group of people who has a budget. You can let's get that done.
Yeah, they
You know what I
meet.
mean?
They meet. They have their guidelines.
Yes.
And they have a chairman, and the board is multifaceted, and yes, and the opposition does have appointments on the board, board as well. So it takes in it encompasses the whole community, and so it's their effort, and they look in their communities and see what they need, and they do it.
Definitely. I really, to be honest, that's one that I know about, the one in Milkakis. You understand? That's the one I know about. But
it's in North.
You guys,
it's in
North
Salkey
as well.
It's in
I
South.
realize it's in Salkey and South.
Oh yeah.
But I'm glad about what you're talking about in Providence size, because it's really required. I mean, it really is.
And of course, in religious affairs, I'm working.
Yes,
I'm working.
Right there.
Yes, we almost finished with the policy that will govern that area. It's a next. Very exciting. I mean,
so does that?
No. You know, it's funny that we just reached the religious affairs because I think a lot. This is a Christian nation. But you'll be surprised how many people complain. But why he got to keep going to church every time you turn around? He's in a church. But it's a part of the portfolio.
Right.
And I believe because religious affairs is a more visible portfolio, because you got to show up.
Right.
You have to you have to show up. So some people say, well, the minister only concentrate on religious affairs, you know. But the truth is that's the visible part of the ministry.
Right.
But there's a lot of behind the scene workers as we talk about all the things we are doing. Social services is a huge part of the ministry. Citizenship, huge part of the ministry. Register general, huge part. Traffic, huge part of the thing. But that's the behind the scene work. Right. So
but I just a question. So in religious affairs, does the ministry actually, do you regulate like how many churches are in the country or anything like that, or?
Well, we're working on a register and the policy. And remember, it's and the portfolio govern all religious activity, but this is a Christian nation.
Yes. Keep saying it.
So
keep saying it.
We recognize
loud and clear, man.
But the policy will deal with those how they operate in our country.
Okay.
So you will find, for instance, ain't no fly by night, John by day can just show up in our country and put up on tent saying they're having a revival.
Right.
I mean, it will become structured
and regulated,
structured by a board.
Okay.
And perhaps, like, if you're going to come in to do a revival or thing, you have to go through the Christian Council. You can't just come on your own. You have to be invited here by a registered institution. So we're teasing out the policy, but we have to bring structure and order.
Right. So it seems like what you're trying to do generally is bring structure or restructure it in a certain way where it can run seamlessly.
Yes.
Did I get that right?
Yes. You got it right.
My good cousin that sound like you trying to do.
You clock it.
You've been around too many jobs.
I got three.
You got three. That's amazing.
I'm the father of three, so
you clock it. Anyway. No, but it is great, because one thing I will say, of course, but I've been speaking to a couple of ministers, as you know, one of the biggest issues with the civil in this country is structure.
Yes.
You understand?
Yes.
There's structure and deliverables.
Right.
You know what I mean?
And not everybody likes structure.
I know, but structure is required.
Exactly. It can't.
What worked before ain't
Where
gonna
are we
work now.
going as a nation, and especially if we're thinking about nationhood, independence down the road, you have you can't avoid it. You have to structure the country. It has to click on structure.
Right.
Very important.
Okay.
If not only if we're going to succeed at it, it has to be structure.
No, you have to have it.
And
You
not
have to have
everybody.
No, but like you say, like I was saying, we're a growing country. What worked 10 years ago, worked 15 years ago, it's
No.
not going to work now.
No.
Right?
No.
And it's the same reason why, like you say, we have a new ministry, which is MIGHT, right? Because it's required.
Yes.
Like where we're going. MIGHT has to collaborate with you to make sure we get the DMV right, right? Make sure that everything is done seamlessly. Make sure we get the registrar general, right? Ministry,
Yep.
right? Right? Make sure this national ID is
Yes,
rolled out.
citizenship.
Citizenship, right? Exactly. Like
Yes.
it's all in collaboration. moving
And
forward.
one of the things with the restructuring, you'll see, I mean, a lot of the products, and we had a serious backlog with passports,
Right.
and
Licenses. Sorry.
and the passports, we discover that there were a lot of fraudulent documents, and because they were receiving so much, the Home Office like, whoa, what is this? So it slowed down
Slow it down, yeah.
the process, because of course once we receive it here and it sends off to the Home Office, we don't have no control
Very true.
until it comes back. And so but again, we are dealing with it, and
Okay.
things are beginning to move. And I say to the public, we've tried, we've gotten a system where we're trying to publish every week
Okay.
those status cards that has now been cleared, so you can pick it up. PRCs,
Okay.
everything being published, your passports. Here's the list what just have arrived, to help navigate that. But every week things are moving. Every week, last week I reviewed some 50-something PRCs,
Right.
and every week I go into Grand Turk and I'm reviewing 25 to 30. I mean, because it's not just about signing.
No, I know.
You
And
have to-
obviously, you
you
have to
and
do it's a process.
Not only that, but make sure that we are we have the right people,
Right.
and making sure that people who is qualified get it. So
And
so
I want to ask you a question.
so yeah.
Ask
your question.
When you talk about being qualified, is there a criteria for qualification?
Oh yeah,
There
there's the law.
It's a law. The law.
The
shows
law,
the
the ordinance.
It's clear.
Sets
and
out.
Sets it out.
Right.
Great.
Sets it out.
And I only ask that.
And that's why you get a number of eyes on a file.
Right.
And don't worry, because you will think by the time a file gets to me or the governor that everything is in place. You can't assume that.
No.
Because I go through every file.
Right.
Because I have to make sure that when at least my desk, and it has to go to the governor's desk,
Right.
that everything is correct
No,
there.
I understand. I got that. I got that.
And every week,
Yeah.
every week. And
But-
sometimes I'll send it back.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. If it ain't right, ain't going.
You're going to, right?
No,
No.
because I'm a God keeper of my country.
Very true. And
And
as
a
you
gatekeeper.
say, a gatekeeper, because your ministry is
Yeah.
the gatekeeper of the country, is the gatekeeper of our citizenship, of our what we call our naval strength.
That end,
Right?
Because border security, immigration
Oh,
is
that is. No,
is
no.
another
That's what I'm saying,
gatekeeper.
of
Yes.
our citizenship. You
Yes,
understand?
yes.
Because like I said, I am a proud Turks Kickers Island, and
Yes.
like at the end of the day, you want to know anybody who comes to our shores and wants to become either Turks Kickers Island or whatever it is, they do pass through the correct channels, and they are
Correct.
fit to
Correct.
be what we are. You understand?
Right.
I know
And-
some of us take it for granted being Turks Kickers Islanders, but trust me,
No, it's a
we are blessed
it's
beyond measure.
It's not a right. It's a privilege.
It's a privilege.
It is a privilege. And so, but on all of it,
Right.
that's why restructuring
Mhm.
and national ID will procure a lot
So-
of those loopholes. It will capture.
So between
things.
you and our Honourable Saunders, right?
Mhm.
Any timeline on this? Because
Which one?
A national ID.
Oh yeah, that is coming. I think in the fourth. This is 2026, 2027 full rollout.
2027 full rollout.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Believe me, the back infrastructure and the laws, the legislations,
Right.
a whole slew of legislation has to be put in place.
Right.
To govern, for national security. It has a lot of international and local, regional security components to it. So there's a lot of back work that has to be done,
Okay.
and
okay.
that is advancing.
That's advancing as we speak.
As we speak. As we speak.
okay.
I mean, we meet on that. There's a task force. There's different levels of committee. My ministry had just put out to hire a director of national ID.
Okay.
And as I said, a director of national ID, a deputy director of citizenship, and there's going to be need for way more workers. I mean, it's going to create a lot of professional jobs within the ministry.
Okay.
So there's a lot of work going on.
Okay. Well, Honourable, I'm glad to hear you say that. I'm glad to know that your ministry is making strides and that you're making strides within the ministry as well. I mean, it's your first year in. You got 3-4 more years to go.
First rodeo in.
First rodeo in, right?
Man, you don't know.
No,
You don't know.
No, I ain't say it's your first rodeo, It's
No.
your first year in the ministry. I know. Come on, I ain't been doing this a long time. This ain't your first time. You know what I mean?
I wasn't going to.
I may be new to this, but I true to this. You know what I mean? So,
You doing that. But by the way, you're doing that. I've been watching on the shows over the several months, and I've seen your growth because I've done this for many years.
Yeah, you've been doing
radio, TV for many years, and I am actually I'm impressed with the way you have grown into this role.
I appreciate it, man.
And I've been watching your interviews, and you're doing a marvelous job.
Appreciate it, man.
Keep it up.
Appreciate it.
Keep up the good job.
appreciate you. You know what I mean? And I tell you, keep up the good job as well.
Oh, you mean I
understand?
slimming down?
Yeah,
Yes.
It's a good one.
Yes.
But definitely, man. Thank you for being here. I know I take up about an hour and a half of your time.
That's okay.
You know what I mean? And blessings. But I'm glad you're here to just share with the people what you guys been doing. We've been able to talk about some topics that the people are really worried about, and some things that your guys are gonna do, and also your collaboration with Mike. And I think that's gonna really push things forward.
Yes.
You understand? And I really appreciate everything you're doing. Thank you for coming on the show tonight.
Well, thank you, and
bless.
I'm looking forward to coming back to roll out that great initiative
Definitely.
for transportation
Hey, listen.
for the
listen.
country.
I'm waiting. I tell you,
So when I call you next week,
you could call me next week.
you have to
let's
turn
do
on
it.
the lights,
Yeah,
turn on the
let's do
camera.
it.
Yeah, there we go.
Let's do it because
Thank
you hyping this up, and I understand you couldn't really share a lot about it right now.
No, not in details,
because
but it's-
you're gonna roll it out. You understand? But I'm just saying. Well, Turks Kickers, look out.
Yes.
Right?
Thank you.
Turks Kickers, look out. All right, people. That's the show for this evening. You could have been anywhere, but you're here with us, and I thank you guys for showing up. As always, you guys have a good night, and thank you. This is What's Up 3.0.
God bless you. Good night.